Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syafiq TASLIM. Today I would like to present my Pairwork assignment lab 2, which is vacation survey. If you look at this are the data of vacation survey. Okay, for the first question, average living cost of the customer greater than 300. The hint is one tail. First step, you need to do the hypothesis. Second, you need to indicate the level of significance, which is 5%. Third step, you need to do the t-test. Okay, in t-test, you need to calculate the average of living cost, and then you need to calculate the sample standard deviation, and calculate the number of observation for sample, and the square root. Then you get the t-test. Next, for step, you need to calculate the critical test, then p-value. So the conclusion is t-test is less than critical value. So it's fair to reject the hypothesis 0. Next, p-value is more than significant, 0.05. So it's fair to reject the hypothesis. Okay, for the second question is determine whether any significant difference exists in vacation number per year among customers with different level of education. The hint is ANOVA. Okay, first step, you need to click the data. Then you click the data analysis. Then choose ANOVA single factor. Then input the range data that we categorize. This bachelor degree, SPM, PhD and diploma. So it will be like this. Then for the conclusion is F-test is less than the critical value. So it fail to reject the null hypothesis. For p-value, p-value is more than significant. So it fail to reject the null hypothesis. For the last question, a researcher wants to know if education level and marital status are related for all respondents. Hint is chi-square. Okay, first you need to click the insert and click the pivot table. Then insert the range of data A3 until I37. This data vacation survey. Then you need to drag the relationship status to row, education to column, gender to value. The estimate value formula. For estimate value formula is G10 multiplied by C12 divided by G12. So you will get the estimate. Then you need to calculate the chi-square. For the chi-square, the formula is C10 minus by C16 square 2 divided by C16. So you will get the chi-square and total is for x2. Okay, for the conclusion, chi-square is more than critical value, so it reject the hypothesis. For p-value, p-value is less than a significant, so it reject the hypothesis. So the conclusion, the preference of education level and marital status are not related for all respondents. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is SHAHIZAM bin HANAFI. Today I will explain about my answer for the question of chapter 6. Okay, so this is the data given, which is factors affecting economic growth in Malaysia. The data given from the year until the inflation rate. Okay, now I will explain the answer for the question one by one. Okay, for the question A, construct and examine the correlation matrix. Okay, I create this correlation table using this data analysis, and then I choose the correlation. Okay, and then I put the range that needed, which is from the growth until the inflation rate. So that's this data exists. Okay, for the second question, question B, are there any multicollinearity issues among the independent variables? Okay, for my answer, no, they are not have any multicollinearity issues among the independent variables because all the value are less than 0.7. Okay, for the question C, suggest an appropriate set of independent variables that predict the economic growth in Malaysia. This data I get from the data above and then I copy paste. Okay, from this data, the equation is a growth y equal to 1 minus 0.018 for the unemployment rate minus 0.3053 for the interest rate plus 0.0367 for the trade plus 0.2114 for the inflation rate. Okay, for the next question, question D. Find the best multiple regression model for predicting the economic growth in Malaysia. So this is the table of data that I get with using this data analysis, and then I choose the regression. Okay, the regression. Okay, and then I put the range, input y range, which is the growth, and then this input x range from the unemployment rate until inflation rate. Okay, from the data, we can conclude that the best multiple regression model for predicting the number of economic growth in Malaysia is inflation rate, as it shows higher and good correlation by 0.4249 than others. The variables that I uses is not same as part C, because part C it has 5 variables. Meanwhile, part D has 4 variables. Okay, for the question E, so this is the answer. This data I use the regression, and then I I use the regression, then I choose regression, and then I tick all of this, and then the table will exist like this. Okay, so I choose the standard residual data, and then I copy paste, then I put the bin. This the amount of bin is fixed. Okay, so I make the data simple. So it become like this. So the data I use to create this histogram graph. Okay, that's all from us. Thank you.